Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is W.O.R.K.S, and I am your forever young host, Kim, from Radlett in England. And today I'm here to talk to you about success. Because if you'll recall earlier in this set of programs that I'm doing to help create my new book, Forever Young, the Advanced Guide to Anti-Aging, I've got an acronym which helps explain all of the things that we need to be looking at when we're talking about having beautiful, healthy skin. And the acronym is GLANCE, which is P for product, L for lifestyle, A for activity, N for nutrition, T for treatment, and S for success. So, how do we know that we can definitely get success? Well, I would say that the chances that anybody can improve their skin if they take control of those different areas of their life that I've mentioned, can definitely improve their skin. And the problem isn't so much in whether they can improve their skin, so much as whether you can make the changes in order to make the improvements. So it's the same with anything, whether it's losing weight or getting a new job or improving anything in your life, really. We need to set out a clear path of how to achieve what we want. And that starts with knowing what we want. So you can say, I want younger looking skin, that's fine. But actually, what you really need to do is think about what it is exactly about your skin that you want to improve. So first of all, I'd suggest you have a look in the mirror without your makeup on, even get one of those magnifying mirrors if you can, and really have a good look at your skin, decide what it is about your skin that you want to change. Now, in order to help you to do this and go through this process, I have created what I call the Forever Young Manual, which is part of the Journey to Youth program that I use with my clients. And I go through and I get people to look at their skin and to write down things about their skin that they want to improve. And then I get them to prioritise which of those is the most important to work on first of all. So it could be that your skin looks dull because the cell turnover is not so good, or it could be that you've got fine lines that you're concerned with. It might be that you've got broken capillaries around your nose, or that you've got redness, or it could be some of these milia or some of the blemishes that you've got, or perhaps it's just that you're concerned that you're getting to an age where those signs are going to begin to show, and you want to nip it in the bud before you get there, which is an even better time to be dealing with this than when you've already got them. Definitely, if you've already got things, you can improve your skin, but by the time it gets around to having quite deep wrinkled skin, you're looking at much more aggressive treatments and maybe kind of facelifts rather than being able to work on some of these much simpler kind of things. So if you're starting aged, 30, you're in a perfect position to be introducing more advanced products and treatments that will really get in there and bring in hydration and all of the things that I've talked about. Whereas probably if you're near my age, near 50, you're going to be looking at kind of layering, introducing even more products, and the changes that we can make will they will show. Actually, if you're in your 50s and you haven't treated your skin too harshly, you should be able to get actual improvements that show on your skin. You should be able to get a nice glow if you follow enough of the rules. The problem for most people is finding the time and remembering to do the activities, and also, just making sure that they go and buy the products, and when they've got them home, they remember how to use them and they actually remember to put them on their skin, or remember to drink. It's all right saying, oh yeah, I'll drink 2 litres of water a day, and then going through the whole day and getting to the end of it and sitting down with a glass of wine and thinking, did I actually have any glasses of plain water today, or was it all cups of coffee to keep me going? And I know sometimes my answer is that it's been cups of coffee and I've completely forgotten to have a glass of water, which is very bad because it is the one thing I really, really preach to people. And it's the one thing I've managed to ram into my children really hard. They all drink massive more water than I do. They're very good. So when you've decided the one thing you want to improve, then you want to decide what it is that is most going to make a difference initially. What perhaps is your worst habit? So, for instance, I might say at the moment, well, okay, I've not been drinking enough water since the summer turned and it's got a bit cooler. In the summer, when it's hot, I drink loads and loads of water. Come this time of year and it's a bit cooler, I tend to be drinking warm drinks because I don't fancy coffee so much. So, maybe then you need to decide, well, okay, I'm going to improve this. And then you're going to decide on a way that's going to help you to improve that. Now, what I say in my book is that what you should do is choose one habit to change at a time, or depending what it is. But if you're setting goals, they should be SMART goals. So the first thing you need to do is make it something that's definitely, sorry. First of all, your SMART goal needs to be sustainable. You need to know what you're going to be able to manage it. It needs to be measurable. So you know what you're aiming for. It needs to be attainable, because if you can't attain it, there's no point in using it as a goal. If I said I want to lose 5 stone by tomorrow, it's not attainable. And R for realistic. Well, the same thing again. Maybe realistic would be I could lose 5 stone if I spent a year on it. But attainable would be that actually I could lose the weight, but what would be unattainable would be for me to, maybe become a ballerina or an Olympic athlete or something like that. And it needs to be time sensitive. So, sorry, the S is for specific. It needs to be a very specific goal. So when you're looking at your skin, maybe you say, actually, the one thing I really want to improve is that my skin looks very dull. So in terms of measurable, you've got to look at it and say, how am I going to know when I'm happy with my skin? And when it's something like your skin, it's a bit more difficult to measure it. It's not like saying, I want to run a 10-minute mile. At the moment, I'm running a 13-minute mile. That means I need to knock off 3 minutes. That's very easy to measure. So you need to decide what it is that's going to make you feel that you've achieved it. And when it comes to your skin, absolutely do take photos. It's very important you know where you started, because you're looking at yourself every single day. And the truth is, you can actually achieve a nicer glow on your skin. So perhaps, just having a look at the photos and saying, well, at the moment, I've got dull cheeks. I want them to look more vibrant in the photos, to have a glow, and just choose some way that you know that you've achieved it. And then, so that's your measurable. Attainable, well, yes, you can actually get more glowing skin at any age. You can make your skin look more healthy and glowing than it is now. Unless you've got perfect skin already, in which case this is probably not the program for you. R is, reason. It has to be reasonable. You have to be able to achieve it. It has to be a reachable goal. So yes, you can do that. Um, it's reasonable, it's attainable, and time sensitive. So you're going to look at it and say, well, okay, maybe I'd like to achieve more glowing skin in 6 weeks. So then what you need to do is decide which things that you do currently are going to make the biggest difference to that. And if you're not drinking enough water, maybe that's your number one kind of thing that you want to choose. And if I were you, if it's adding more water to your diet, because this is something you have to do on a daily basis, I would say just choose that one goal. Whereas if you say, okay, I'm going to go and have a glycolic peel, that's fine. So your goal would be booking a glycolic peel and going and having one. That's fine. But you could also choose another goal to go with that, because that's very specific and it will be finished in one go, or you know, you've booked a series of them maybe a month apart. But nevertheless, it's not something you've got to remember every day. So changing, if it's something that's changing habit, I would only choose one thing. Whereas if it's something that you've got one activity to do in order to achieve it, so maybe going and seeing a therapist and getting a nicer product, you know, a better product range for you, then that's something that you can achieve on one occasion. So depending what it is that you're going to do, then choose one thing at a time. And if you've chosen 6 weeks, then I'd choose one goal a week, because actually, yes, introducing more water into your diet is a habit. So you're going to take 2 or 3 weeks to get that properly into your plan. But as I say, you can always add other things to it. So maybe the first week you say, I'm going to go to find myself a therapist. So the first week you find yourself a therapist and you add more water. Now, a good tip for adding more water, if you're going to do this, is a lot of people have a 2 litre bottle of water, and they know that when they've drunk all the water out of that bottle, they've had their 2 litres, so they know they're on target. That makes it measurable. Things like, I'm going to find a new therapist, then that obviously is measurable as well. When you found your therapist, you tick it off. So there are great ways of actually achieving these goals, but sometimes actually sticking to your plans is harder than writing them down. Some people don't even get round to writing them down. And this is why I've created my program, because what I do is coaching with people. Now, I can do life coaching. My qualification in coaching perfectly entitles me to coach you in anything at all. But because skincare is my passion, this is why I chose to coach people about their skin and anti-aging specifically. So my program is called the Journey to Youth program, and you'll be my forever young ones if you join me. And what I do is I have a series of things going on. There are these recordings that I'm doing. I do my show on a Friday usually, and I have a Facebook page. There's also a group that you can join, a Facebook group that I will be talking in, and people can ask me questions specifically in. I do actual coaching calls, which I can do as part of the Google Hangout or on the phone, things like that. And people can talk to me for half an hour, depending which program they take. Maybe once or twice a month, maybe every week, depending, you know, what's important to them and how long they're going to be with me for. Whether it's a short, sharp kind of, I want to achieve this and then I'll be okay, or whether it's an ongoing thing, you know, which is also perfectly valid. And I do a number of things that people can come and meet me, and I go on walks with them. We can do a walk and talk if it's just one of us or one-to-one even, or if there are a few people there, just a kind of group talk. I will be running events that people can come and join me on, and things like masterclasses to help people learn how to really use their products effectively and do good home treatments. You can come and have free face mapping with me if you can come and meet me, or I can try and do it over Skype, although it's not as effective, obviously, because I can't actually see you. I only use my microscope, no, not a microscope, a magnifying glass, to really get a good look at your skin, and then usually use my hands to feel what your skin feels like, and so I can tell if it's rough and things like that. So obviously it's not as effective over Skype, but if you can't get to me in person, I can do that, and we can talk about what your own personal concerns are. People that are in my group can get signed books. Also, they get preferential booking on if I'm doing events, or perhaps free tickets depending which program they've joined me on. And they can also I'll post things that they can listen in on, and talk about recipes I'm doing. I'll hold challenges that people can join in on. I'll be giving away goodie bags of things, or money off vouchers for tickets and products and things. I'll also, as part of the program, you can have treatments with me, and you'll get money off of treatments, or the treatments sometimes are included in the program depending which one you join. So it's very inclusive. It's got a lot going on, and there are different levels that you can join at, right from just being there in the group and being able to kind of participate in group things, or whether you have lots of one-to-one stuff. But everybody can join on my Facebook page, which is Forever Young the book, and also you can come and you can have a look at my website, and you can let me know whether you'd like to have a consultation, which half-an-hour consultation for free, which is available to everybody. People that have joined me in my program get an additional half an hour, even at the lowest level, where I help them go through the booklet and really get to grips with things that they can be doing to help with whatever their concerns are, and help them build a program. And this is what it's all about. Our skin changes from time to time. As we come into winter, a lot of people's skin gets drier, so that will be a different concern than that they have in the summer. In the summer, there's a lot more sunlight around. Maybe their skin might be a bit oilier, or perhaps they've got some sunburn, or they want to know which SPFs to use, or they're worried about hair growth, or all kinds of things. So at different times you'll have different issues with your skin. So it's very important that the program is flexible. So my Journey to Youth program is my other acronym, my original acronym, in fact. And so the Y is for you. Younger skin. I'm lying. Younger skin. O is for organic, because the program changes with the person as they change. So if you come along, you have a treatment, it helps reduce your thread veins, you're happy with them now, but there's something else that you would like to deal with now. So that's why the program's organic, because it changes as you do. U is for unique, because the program is specifically designed with you in mind. T is for treatments, because treatments You can just use products and all of these things to help your skin, but treatments actually are the professional edge that really tips it over between having good skin and having that kind of skin that people notice and go, oh, you look healthy. And H is for holistic, because that's why it's plants, that's why it's products, lifestyle, activity, nutrition, and treatments. No one of these things on its own is going to make your skin absolutely the best it can be. If you've got all of those things together, you can make it the best it can be. And that's my aim. And that's why I decided to create this program, because I was working with people on their skin, having, people lying on my couch, giving them a facial. I just about had enough time at the end of the facial to teach them how to use the products that I was recommending to them. And because I was working in spa, not even in a salon, a lot of the time, a lot of the facials that I've done have been in spas, and in spas, people kind of come in and then you don't see them again. There were some people that I would see regularly because they were members of the spa, but other people just come in on one-off treatments. So I didn't even get to see how their skin reacted to the treatment I gave them, or if they liked the products that I've recommended. So I really felt that people would be better served by having somebody they could come and see regularly, that they could talk to, that would give them honest advice and be able to tailor their treatment specifically for that person. And that's why I've chosen to use this method to create this program. So I hope you've enjoyed learning a little bit about me and a bit more about my program and how it can help you to achieve success. And sorry I made such a hash with the smart routine. My brain seems to have gone on holiday temporarily. But I hope you'd like to join me in my Facebook group and maybe have a look at my website, foreveryoungbook.com. And thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This has been your Forever Young host, Kim, and good night.